Tom, I have one question. One simple question has destroyed thousands of job interviews.
And the scary part? It sounds like such a normal question.
Exactly. No difficult grammar, no complicated vocabulary, just this. What are your weaknesses?
Ugh. The moment I hear that question, my confidence disappears immediately.
And you are not alone. So many people prepare for interviews for hours, but panic when this question appears.
Because it feels dangerous, like one wrong answer and everything is over.
Yes, some people become too honest, some people try too hard to sound perfect, and some people completely freeze.
Honestly, I think I've experienced all three.
And here's the problem. Most candidates don't actually understand what the interviewer is looking for.
I thought they wanted to hear something impressive.
No, they want to see if you can reflect on yourself calmly and professionally. Can you admit a weakness without sounding negative? Can you explain how you're improving? Can you stay confident while talking about something uncomfortable?
Wow. When you explain it like that, this question feels very different.
Exactly. This is not really a weakness question. It's a maturity question.
That makes so much sense.
And today, we're going to make this question much easier for you.
Not just easier, safer.
Exactly. In this episode, you'll learn 10 safe answers you can actually use in real interviews, even if your English is not perfect.
And honestly, I think this is the kind of lesson people need to practice more.
Because memorizing big words is not enough. You need answers that sound natural, calm, and human.
So if you've ever felt nervous during interviews or didn't know how to answer this question,
Stay with us until the end of this episode.
because we're also going to show you what good answers sound like in a real interview conversation.
And once you understand the structure, this question becomes much less scary.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's do this.
All right, Tom, let's talk about the biggest mistakes people make when answering this question.
Honestly, I think most people already feel nervous before they even answer.
Exactly. And nervous people usually do one of two things. They either talk too much or they try too hard to sound perfect.
That sounds very accurate.
Okay, let's start with one of the most common answers in the world. Tell me your weakness.
I work too hard.
Classic.
I knew you were going to say that.
And here's the thing. That answer used to sound smart years ago, but now almost every interviewer has heard it hundreds of times.
So it doesn't feel genuine anymore?
Exactly. It sounds rehearsed, like the candidate searched online safe interview answers.
Okay. What about, I'm a perfectionist?
Another very common answer.
Oh no, I thought that one sounded professional.
It sounds safe, but the problem is this. Many candidates are not actually answering the question.
What do you mean?
Instead of talking about a real weakness, they try to secretly advertise themselves.
Ah, so they turn the weakness into a hidden strength.
Exactly. And interviewers can usually feel that immediately.
So what should people do instead?
Be honest, but controlled.
Controlled honesty.
Yes, you don't need to reveal your deepest personal problems.
Good, because that would become a therapy session.
Exactly. This is still a professional interview.
So mistake number 1 is trying too hard to sound perfect.
Correct. Now let's talk about another huge mistake, choosing a weakness that directly damages the job.
Oof, that sounds dangerous already.
Imagine this. You're applying for a customer service job and you say, I get angry easily when talking to people.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
Or imagine applying for a management position and saying, I hate teamwork.
That sounds like instant rejection.
Exactly. Some weaknesses create fear in the interviewer's mind.
Because now they're imagining future problems.
Yes, interviewers start thinking, will this person create issues in the workplace?
So candidates should avoid weaknesses that are directly connected to the core responsibilities of the job.
Exactly. That's why safe weaknesses are usually softer skills. Things like overthinking, public speaking, confidence in new environments, or time management.
Things that sound human, not dangerous.
Exactly.
What's another mistake people make?
Talking too negatively.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that before.
Some candidates become too emotional. They start saying things like, I'm always stressed, I'm terrible at communication, I fail under pressure.
And the energy suddenly becomes very heavy.
Exactly. Remember, the interviewer is not trying to discover your worst qualities. They're trying to understand your self-awareness and professionalism.
So the tone matters too.
Very much. Your answer should feel calm and reflective, not hopeless.
That's such an important difference.
And here's another mistake people don't realize. They explain the weakness, but never explain the improvement.
Oh, wow, yeah, a lot of people stop too early.
Exactly. For example, I struggle with time management.
And then silence.
Right. Now the interviewer is thinking, okay, so what are you doing about it?
Because everybody has weaknesses, the important part is what happens next.
Exactly. Growth matters.
So a strong answer should include improvement.
Always. Even a simple sentence helps. Something like, so now I use planning tools to stay organized, or I've been practicing speaking more in meetings.
That sounds much more complete.
Exactly. It shows effort. It shows maturity.
And honestly, it sounds more confident too.
Because confidence is not pretending to be perfect. Confidence is being comfortable talking about improvement.
Wow, that's a really good line.
And here's another mistake candidates make. They give answers that are way too long.
Oh no, I do that when I'm nervous.
Most people do. They keep talking because silence feels uncomfortable.
Exactly. I start explaining everything.
And sometimes, the longer people talk, the weaker the answer becomes.
Because they start over-explaining.
Yes, or repeating themselves or adding unnecessary negative details.
So shorter is better.
Clearer is better, usually around 3 parts: the weakness, what you learned, and how you're improving.
Simple structure.
Exactly. Simple structure creates calm communication.
I think many people believe interviews are about sounding impressive.
That's one of the biggest misunderstandings. Interviews are not speeches, they're conversations. And good communication feels natural, not robotic, not overly perfect.
That actually takes pressure away.
Good, because many candidates destroy their confidence trying to sound like someone else.
Especially when they memorize answers online.
Exactly. And when the interviewer asks a follow-up question, everything falls apart.
Because they memorized words, not understanding.
Exactly. That's why flexible answers are much stronger than perfect answers.
What do you mean by flexible?
Answers that sound like real human thoughts, not scripts.
Ah, so if the interviewer asks, "Can you give me an example?" the candidate can continue naturally.
Exactly. And here's another hidden mistake. People apologize too much.
Oh, wow, that's true.
Some candidates say things like, sorry, I know this is bad. I'm really terrible at this. I know I need to improve a lot.
That makes the answer sound heavier.
Exactly. You should sound reflective, not ashamed.
That's such an important mindset shift.
Because everyone has weaknesses. Interviewers know that already.
They're not expecting perfection.
Exactly. They're evaluating emotional maturity. Can you talk about challenges calmly? Can you improve professionally? Can you stay composed under pressure?
So this question is testing communication too.
Absolutely. Not just content. Energy matters, tone matters, self-awareness matters.
You know what's interesting?
What?
The best answers actually sound simple.
Exactly. Simple answers are often the strongest answers.
Not dramatic, not overconfident, not fake.
Yes, just honest, professional, and balanced.
I think a lot of people watching this are probably realizing I've been answering this question the wrong way.
And that's okay, because today we're going to fix that together.
Finally.
In the next part, we're going to give you 10 safe answers you can actually use in real interviews.
Real answers, natural answers, not robotic internet answers.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm ready for that part.
All right, everyone. This is the part you've been waiting for.
Finally, the safe answers.
Yes. And remember, these are not magic answers.
Right, because every interview is different.
Exactly. But these answers are safe because they sound human, professional, and realistic.
Not fake, not overly perfect, not dramatic.
Exactly. And most importantly, they are easy to understand and easy to say during a real interview.
Which is important when you're nervous.
Very important. Okay, let's start with safe answer number 1.
I'm ready.
Number 1, public speaking.
Ooh, a lot of people relate to that one.
Exactly. You could say, I used to feel nervous speaking in front of groups, but I've been practicing by participating more actively in meetings.
That sounds very natural.
Because it shows growth. You admit the weakness, but you also show improvement.
And it doesn't sound dangerous for most jobs.
Exactly.
Okay, give me another one.
Number 2, overthinking.
That one is definitely me.
A safe answer could be, sometimes I spend too much time thinking before making decisions because I want to avoid mistakes, but I'm learning to trust my preparation more.
I like that answer.
Why?
Because it sounds calm, not emotional.
Exactly. That's the goal.
Okay, what's number 3?
Delegating tasks.
That sounds professional already.
You could say, I sometimes try to do too much by myself instead of asking for help, but recently I've been improving at collaborating more with my team.
Oh, that sounds mature.
Exactly. And interviewers like hearing answers connected to teamwork and growth.
Also, it doesn't sound like you're blaming other people.
Good observation.
Okay, what's next?
Number 4, saying yes too often.
Wait, that's actually a real problem for many people.
Exactly. Especially hardworking people. You could say, I used to say yes to too many tasks because I wanted to help everyone, but I'm learning how to manage priorities better.
That sounds very realistic.
Because it is. And realistic answers usually sound more trustworthy.
I'm noticing something interesting.
What?
These answers are very simple.
Exactly. Simple English is powerful in interviews.
I think many learners believe they need advanced vocabulary to impress interviewers.
Not true. Clear communication is more important than difficult words.
That honestly takes a lot of pressure away.
Good. Now let's continue.
Okay.
Number 5, lack of confidence in new environments.
Ooh, that's a good one for introverts.
Exactly. You could say, at first, I can be a little quiet in new environments, but once I become comfortable, I communicate much more confidently.
Wow, that sounds honest without sounding weak.
Exactly. You're describing adjustment, not inability.
That's such an important difference.
Very important. Okay, number 6, time management.
A classic weakness.
Yes, but the way you explain it matters. You could say, I used to struggle with managing multiple deadlines, so now I use planning tools and schedules to stay organized.
That sounds much more professional than just saying, I'm bad at time management.
Exactly. Never stop at the weakness. Always continue to the solution.
Weakness, lesson, improvement.
Exactly. That structure makes answers feel balanced.
Okay, what's number 7?
Asking questions too late.
Interesting.
You could say, sometimes I spend too much time trying to solve problems alone before asking questions, but I'm improving my communication and asking for support earlier.
That sounds very believable.
And interviewers usually appreciate self-awareness like that.
Because it shows reflection.
Exactly.
Okay, let's keep going.
Number 8, being too detail-focused.
I've heard people talk about that one before.
Yes, A good version sounds like this. I sometimes focus too much on small details because I want my work to be accurate, but I'm learning how to balance quality and efficiency better.
That sounds professional.
And notice something important.
What?
The answer sounds calm, not defensive, not dramatic.
That's true.
Calm energy creates confidence. I think nervous candidates forget that.
Exactly. Sometimes people think confidence means sounding powerful.
But actually, confidence sounds relaxed.
Very true. Okay, number 9.
Nervousness under pressure.
That sounds risky, though.
It depends on how you explain it. You could say, I can become nervous under pressure sometimes, but I've been practicing staying calm by preparing more carefully and organizing my thoughts.
So the focus becomes preparation.
Exactly, not panic, preparation.
That answer actually feels very human.
Because interviewers know people feel pressure. That's normal.
True.
The important thing is how you manage it.
Okay, we're at number 10.
Yes, and this one is very useful.
What is it?
Limited experience in one area.
Oh, wow, that's perfect for beginners or career changers.
Exactly. You could say, I don't have much experience with, but I'm actively learning and improving through practice and training.
That sounds very safe.
Because it shows honesty and initiative at the same time.
You know what I like most about these answers?
What?
None of them sound fake.
Exactly. That's the whole point. They sound like things real people would actually say.
Because real interviews are conversations, not performances.
And honestly, I think many people watching this are realizing I don't need to sound perfect. Exactly. You do not need perfect English. You do not need perfect answers.
You need calm communication.
Yes, and structure.
Weakness, what you learned, how you're improving.
Exactly. That simple structure can completely change the way you answer this question.
And probably reduce a lot of interview anxiety, too.
Absolutely.
You know, before this episode, I thought weakness answers had to sound impressive.
Most people think that.
But actually, I realized the best answers sound honest and balanced.
Exactly. Professional, not perfect.
Okay, I think we should show people what this sounds like in a real interview.
Good idea, because in the next part, we're going to do a real interview role play.
And show you how these answers actually sound in a real conversation.
So stay with us, because this next part will help you sound more natural and confident in interviews. All right, Tom, let's do a real interview role play now.
Okay. I'm nervous already.
Good. That makes this more realistic.
Fair enough.
And everyone watching, pay attention not only to the answer, but also to the tone, the pauses, and the energy.
Because interviews are not just about words.
Exactly. Sometimes the way you say something matters just as much as the answer itself.
That's very true.
All right, let's begin. Thank you for joining us today, Tom.
Thank you for having me.
So far, your experience looks very interesting. But let me ask you an important question. What would you say is your biggest weakness?
I'd say one of my weaknesses is overthinking sometimes.
Okay. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, sometimes I spend too much time checking small details because I want everything to go well, especially when I'm working on something important.
That's understandable. So how are you improving that?
Recently, I've been trying to organize my priorities more clearly and trust my preparation more instead of checking things repeatedly.
Very good.
Really?
Yes, that answer sounded calm and professional.
I noticed something while answering.
What?
I didn't try to sound perfect. I just tried to explain myself clearly.
Exactly, and that's why the answer worked.
Interesting.
A lot of candidates panic and think, I need the perfect answer. But interviewers usually prefer honest and structured communication.
That actually makes interviews feel less scary.
Good. Now let's try another one.
Okay.
Tom, what's another weakness you've been working on?
I'd say public speaking used to be difficult for me.
All right. Tell me more.
In the past, I felt nervous speaking in front of groups or presenting ideas during meetings. I would start thinking too much about making mistakes.
And what have you done to improve?
I've been trying to participate more actively during team discussions and meetings instead of staying quiet. Little by little, I've become more comfortable speaking in front of people.
Excellent answer.
You think so?
Absolutely, because your answer showed progress.
Not perfection.
Exactly. Progress is more believable than perfection.
Wow, that's actually a really powerful mindset.
And notice something else.
What?
You spoke slowly,
Yeah, I was trying not to rush,
and that immediately made you sound more confident.
even though I still felt nervous inside.
That's completely normal. Confidence does not mean feeling zero fear.
That's such an important point.
Confidence often means I'm nervous, but I can still communicate clearly.
I think many people need to hear that.
Absolutely. Now let's try one more example.
Okay.
Tom, what's another weakness you're currently improving right now?
I sometimes try to handle too many tasks by myself instead of asking for help early.
Interesting. Why do you think that happens?
I think sometimes I feel responsible for solving everything alone, but over time, I realized teamwork and communication are very important.
And how are you improving that now?
Now I try to communicate earlier when I need support and collaborate more with my team instead of trying to manage everything alone.
Very strong answer.
Really?
Yes, because you sound self-aware, not defensive, not negative, just reflective and professional.
Honestly, this feels much more natural than memorizing complicated answers online.
Exactly. And interviewers can usually feel the difference between memorized answers and real communication.
Because memorized answers sound robotic sometimes.
Very true. And when candidates panic, those memorized scripts often disappear immediately.
That has happened to me before.
Most people experience that.
So, what should candidates focus on instead?
Simple structure, clear communication, and calm energy.
Not trying too hard to impress.
Exactly. Because when candidates try too hard, they often sound unnatural.
I think many people believe interviews are like exams.
But they're actually conversations.
That changes everything.
It really does.
You know what I noticed during this role play?
What?
I didn't notice any frameworks whatsoever.
Exactly. Simple English can still sound professional.
And honestly, that's encouraging for English learners.
Absolutely. You do not need advanced vocabulary to give strong interview answers.
You just need clarity and confidence.
Exactly.
And I think the biggest lesson here is this: weakness answers should sound balanced.
Very good. Not too negative, not too perfect.
Just honest, calm, and improving.
Exactly.
Honestly, I feel much more prepared for this question now.
Good. Because in real interviews, preparation creates confidence.
And confidence creates calmer communication.
Exactly.
All right, I think this role play helped a lot.
Good. Because in the next part, we're going to quickly review everything we learned today.
And help everyone leave this episode feeling more confident before their next interview.
All right, everyone. Before we finish today's episode, let's quickly review what we learned.
And honestly, I feel like this question is much less scary now.
Good, because today was not really about finding the perfect answer.
It was about learning how to answer honestly and professionally.
Exactly. We talked about the biggest mistakes candidates make.
Like trying too hard to sound perfect, using fake strength disguised as weakness answers, or sounding too negative.
Yes, and we also learned something very important. Interviewers are not expecting perfect people.
Exactly. They want self-awareness, growth, and calm communication.
And I think the biggest lesson for me today was this: simple answers can still sound very professional.
Very true. You do not need difficult vocabulary to impress interviewers.
You just need structure.
Exactly. Weakness, what you learned, and how you're improving.
That simple structure changes everything.
And we also practice 10 safe answers you can actually use in real interviews.
Things like overthinking, public speaking, time management, and confidence in new environments.
Real answers, natural answers, human answers.
Not robotic internet answers.
Exactly.
And honestly, the real interview role play helped me the most.
Because hearing answers in a real conversation makes everything feel more natural.
Much more natural.
So, listeners, if today's episode helped you, make sure to subscribe to Focus English with CC channel for more real English interview practice and workplace communication lessons.
And comment below which weakness answer felt the most relatable to you.
Or tell us what interview question makes you the most nervous.
We'd love to read your answers.
And remember, you do not need perfect English to communicate confidently.
One small improvement at a time.
Exactly. All right, everyone.
Thank you so much for listening today.
And we'll see you in the next episode.
See you next time. Bye for now.